Welcome everyone to more live open source Linux development here on our More Live channel. Of course supporting not only state-of-the-art Linux development but all the architectures. So only constant is change and regressions. Oops, that is another new. Maybe I should have first, maybe that is overclocking stability. Previous video. Cheers. Well, you probably should not do that. And we not. By the way, updated Pulse Audio. I wonder, should we switch to pipe wire? I updated Pulse Audio because somehow on AM5 we had some strange clicks. Also, what is super strange is, Pulse Audio, the Linux desktop, somehow on this, maybe this strange clicks have to do that bloody Pulse Audio only has here one thing, the IEC 95.8 stereo HDMI, maybe, whatever. Maybe you should not let amateurs do audio stuff. So another thing here that I actually wanted to debug is like somehow DHCP fails for some architectures, and then we probably also call it a day. So today probably on live stream, so if you want to ask me anything, you probably want to ask sooner than later. And I probably have to dial back the curve optimization. It's probably reaching a limit there. So somehow this DHCP stuff, you have no idea. This is somehow internally building bind and defend reference. And I fixed this already 3 times. I'm really getting so tired of this. Or is it, or could this be some, I mean, we could grab that if it's somewhere in there. Greetings to Sweden. It's an amazing country. Hope you're doing fine. Maybe I should make holiday there soon. Nothing like probably some nice winter life there and some looking forward, with all the failing stuff, of looking forward to my off-grid cabin. This DHCP stuff, I feel like I fix this every freaking month here. This is ridiculous. We probably should not ship this ISC DHCP clients code base from hell, probably. Actually, we didn't. So it needs fcommon. And welcome there too. It is already fcommon, so we didn't even freaking update that recently, so that actually should that is crazy. Maybe this was not overclocking then. So this was MIPS test build just because. Just wanted to build some random builds before we build all to see what is currently broken. And here since it does not look overclocking. Oh, that is sanitizer. Which is that one GCC? Do we need sanitizer? I need to rebuild. Do we even need to build this at that stage? Guess we probably, because so that is we mostly built it for the C++ STL. So this USB glitch killed the USB glitch. Apparently, yeah. I don't think that is overclocking rated. I mean, everything else is stable. Why should just this USB stuff act up? That makes no sense to me. So we wanted actually to disable. So yeah, thanks for asking. We're doing fine. Hope you're all doing. How are you doing? I hope you all are doing fine as well. So it might miss just some headers. Why do we not disable more for that here? Where is stage? Stage 1 is that? I mean, we mostly built it for the STL as far as I remember. Can see if that fixes that for now, or it's some generic MIPS, glibc, regression stuff that can also always be the case. But DHCP, so we didn't even touch there something much. Why does this fail now? And I think it failed for more than PowerPC. Actually we can check for what else it failed. We should probably have 0-sized log files there for some other test builds. Because usually what I do, if you see me regularly, if it's not particularly interesting, some low-tech, low-quality C code stuff, then I usually just skip over it for the moment, because YOLO and update in the meantime. So yeah, PowerPC 64. So actually it builds for, oh wait a second, why did it build for, what do we even debug here? MIPS. It also failed apparently for PowerPC 64, so it's not... Oh wait, was it no Spark? Was it, what even? Oh no, that's PowerPC. Wait, what did it not do? No, I'm getting confused. Oh no, this is an error. Or do I? Okay, PowerPC 64. So for some PowerPC, including state-of-the-art 64. Yeah, and that is my life, right? Welcome to my life. Welcome to this channel. Epic thread ripping faster to build errors. What is this patch even? Oh, this is also the wrong one we want. Also, yeah, I need to rediff P3 patches because obviously. So DHCP we wanted to debug, and then we go home to our child and play with him a little bit more. As it's freaking Saturday. But yeah, this is, if you're on a Linux distribution or otherwise work on open source, you constantly, the only constant is change and regressions. And especially in the case of DHCP, that is a really crappy package. The source code quality is low. Basically, after 25, I mean, yeah, 25 years later, I mean, obviously not when I was new to that, when I came new to Linux and open source in 1996, 1997. I was new to all this stuff, but then probably some 5 years later I thought everything needs to be rewritten proper in some higher quality, and 20 years later it's still the case, right? Sure, there are other DHCP implementations and maybe we should ship another, and we only wanted for, I mean, yeah, it was low quality for, I mean, it's huge. I mean, how can that be so huge? It has a bind copy. What probably fails most likely is a copy of bind in there. Oh, did I not? Of course I didn't have this. Was debug. Probably. Do I have this as a default? Yeah, let's probably debug in the PowerPC variant. I probably should check what is, the MIPSL was something else, so, and verbose was that probably exactly, yeah, it was actually hiding the freaking configure there in the bloody config log and build log. So this was a bind. So previously it's shipping, I mean, it's super humongous code base of low quality C code, and then they even have bind in there, and then they're even hiding the bind configure and build output, and then the build failed, and you don't even know why, because they were hiding all the freaking build log there. I should, however, I remember we fixed that a couple of times, and now I wonder how I or that maybe it was a comment. This is the only change here. Probably. This was case being this nothing. I don't even remember how we so last time fixed this crap. Okay, this worked around so synthesizer. We probably rebuilt a full GCC in stage 2. So we mostly rebuilt that for mostly, as far as I remember, libcxx. Maybe even the other, like Objective-C and so on, and Go libraries, maybe. Or wait a second, do we? I lose overview. How much do we have there? Yeah, or whatever. We probably can disable that in general for all the other architectures, saving a couple of seconds build time each time we build that. So let's see what's going on here, as if I have not debugged that. So that has the same. Wait a second, but yeah. Where should that even be? But I'm really growing tired of fixing all this stuff all the time. That is in some common stuff. Is it in bind? This is also ridiculous. Although I remember that previously, maybe even the build log was hiding that. Was it that if there's nothing first though? Because I remember once when some bind stuff failed. It stopped building bind, and then you didn't have that library, but it looks relatively complete. Also, yeah, of course, the DHCP stuff needs bind. That is so crazy. Maybe it should be in this libICA. Darn. Wait a second, does it mean that all those have no symbols? Should NM print that out? It's pretty small. I have the feeling they might be a little bit smallish to be. Thank you much. Poor PC 64. Oh wait, is it poor PC 64 LE? Just a comment. Somehow they all don't have a text section. What the freaking heck happened here? So yeah, that would explain why all the symbols are missing. Is it LTO related? I mean, we could actually... I mean, yeah, we would need to debug that now. It doesn't look that... I mean, the build looked okay-ish. You can't mix this stuff up, but yeah, why you don't want to run low quality C code. Let's see if that magically cures it, fixes it. And greetings from Germany to Germany. Yeah. we need to rewrite everything. Certainly some Rust people do that, but also previous video, not even the most amazed by Rust, right? Rust and cargo. Should we, you know what, let's use the time for that wisely and take a look at P3 stuff, which people love here on this channel. Did we probably cancel that? Probably. Still building. Yeah, so that so P3 disk, let's check upstream. So the last time I built that, it obviously built. Let's see what I usually do is a quick look what they did upstream here for driver. Was it in probably block? PS3 disk. And then I check the history, what they recently changed. Also, even small changes in error handling and stuff. Okay, the only one remove block cleanup can make the shit up. It's nothing but a travel wrapper for put disk now, so remove it, thank you very much. But so this kind of stuff, I mean, thankfully it's not a big thing, because as recurring subscribers already know, here on this channel, we are feeling lucky and guru meditating and editing patches manually. So that would be poor PC. So we just like other people would unpack the tar and diff and rediff and rebase and stuff. I just like, yeah, YOLO, you had me at one travel thing. So Linux, P3, there are P3 block storage, maybe storage. Put, wait, this is not. That is block cleanup. So yeah, it's like that. Then put disk. Although I really hate this name, so I mean, honestly, block cleanup disk is such a more amazing name. I mean, not that I would be an expert kernel developer. Let's certainly leave that to Linus Torvalds himself. But like seriously, you replace block cleanup disk with freaking put disk is mine. What even should put freaking disk? Right, but so then that is that, and clean up disk here. Oops. And that was previously here, and that is probably fine, so that let's grab if we have that in any other of the flash and whatnot patches. Block cleanup disk. What did I? Alright, so we also need to patch that here. That is why I grabbed that. Clean up. Clean up. Q. Maybe I should block clean up disk. I like the other name more though. I would rename the other put disk nonsense, but we also have a microkernel to write. Wow, hey, LTO. So some bullshit is going on there with who knows whatever random they do there. So no LTO there, I guess. That is good enough for me. It's like I'm not. For 25 freaking years, I fix other people's broken C code, so I'm not going to debug other stuff. So fix DHCP for some architectures about disabling LT freaking O. It's good enough for me. You had me at random shit is broken. So this still doesn't fix the whole Linux kernel proper. We're not that lucky today. so that is PS3 Jupiter. That is wireless, so probably all the other stuff. So next thing for that, we go into the sources here. Don't tell me oh wait, these are the wrong sources. Oh no, are they? What did we? Yes, wrong sources. Here we have that. And then this is a little bit more annoying. Can't freaking hand edit maybe that. So then we take a look here. So here we need to add Jupiter. Okay, maybe we could hand edit that, but let's do that easy today. Oh wait, where was it even? That was after RSI. RSI is iLab. What otherwise is it tab, not tab? Not sure what's it here. RSIST. Yeah, whatever. It is possible that just some rallying and stuff, it is at times possible to just reduce the context, the patches context, to that's why sometimes in T2 I intentionally have only one line context with it, because some stuff is ever changing with each freaking release. So to increase chances by like 80% that context applies, I at times do that. So the other thing is kconfig for the same stuff, and that is also RSIST. RSI. So yeah, there is some new Scilab. Probably that didn't apply anymore. File div 2 to y. I do this into different because I want to inject this chunks. Maybe I've done this also wrong because I'm stupid. I've wrong patch level. Let's fix that up already. Nothing like. So after all, we can get some more. And wait, did I not fix this up? Whatever I've done there. Probably something wrong. So let's inject this to PowerPC, or do we have still? Oh no, architecture, this other stuff. Yeah, so Perl, theoretically we also need to fix Perl. Maybe I do this later. At home PowerPC, package, Linux, Jupyter. I probably should test that. Someone said Wi-Fi didn't work on the P3. I usually don't use my Wi-Fi much because I want my networks working, like not like with this failing Intel IGC or so, which also fails. Okay, wireless. So so yeah, this is why I usually don't use my wireless much. Maybe I should actually test. This is why I saved this in 2 files, because the kconfig was wireless. So let's. Now I messed some stuff up. So kconfig is first. Kconfig and that. Okay, so was it? What did I say? Kconfig or wait? Why are they no? What nonsense have I done here? That is makefile. Oh darn! I did that wrong. So kconfig was first, then we can actually reuse it in one. I anyway messed it up, as I sometimes do live on this channel. How much what the freaking heck is going on here? Not absolute fast path was going on. So how long can you mess up your manual patch editing? Darn it. So kconfig, keeping this in order, you could argue it doesn't matter, but keeping this in order keeps this stuff smaller, the diff smaller, otherwise the chunk would have matched. But it matched by pure chance. So something is going on also with Perl. The other overday I skipped over that. Obviously it is best if that freaking works. So what's going reference DSO of libgcca. From my experience, so this is some, not even cross, it's most likely latest to libc. We would need to check where it's coming from. It is possible that there's some vector optimization. I had this already in some other package. So this is where experience comes in, right? If you do this stuff every day, 9 to 5 and 24/7, 365 days a day, a year, then you already know your stuff. So there was some libmv or whatever. LVM or no? What was it? There was some vector variant. What would that be? Was it vec even? Which other package would this been? glibc, libmvector, there was some libmvec probably. We could see if that here. So OBS or OBS Studio also? Apparently, maybe. So I'm not sure why this occurred. Also with OBS apparently, was it some lock variant there or whatever? It would need further investigation, which probably we should add to our to-do in another video. Why this sometimes occurs now. This is a new glibc thing for SIMD vector math. It is possible that it's that. It is also possible that it's something else. We will find out, as it's also Linux kernel. Okay, actually the curve optimization so far appears to be usable. After the more main channel active OC overclocking stuff and so on. Of course disabled that again. But yeah, it's getting warm. So Perl, let's see if that fixes Perl. But I think Perl broke for many builds. I've so far only built like a handful. Like MIPS and ARM, ARM64, x86, PowerPC, Spark. How many are this? Just basically minus default, so minus, so actually freaking 11? Also one is the duplicate, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus HPPA the other day, 32-bit, which I deleted already, but I tested that build also. Builds already a while. But yeah, that is why we want performance. This is why, and this is exactly the reason why I messed with this active OC, but I obviously need more cooling. Previous more main channel video. Maybe next, leave in the comments below. I probably need to make more proper videos and pre-edit, and I try with this Ryzen stuff. But this is also why I didn't buy Threadripper, because we have so much, I mentioned this a couple of times, so much serial configure runs and Linux kernel build in 4 minutes and 8 seconds, even in Perl with Perl. So yeah, we rediff that. Let's back up that to the cloud, aka our server to architecture. Nothing like. Of course, we still love the PS3. Nothing like still loving the PS3. Rebased Arch Power PC, PC64, PS3. Nothing like that. So this still didn't fix maybe this stuff. Maybe it's in libm actually, if this is still the same error. Also, I would... libm weg, no such for directory? What? Is this only... maybe we only have that. That's interesting. I had this for x86. Maybe you only have that for some modern architectures. Are we using the latest glibc there? So much for that test. Interesting crap. Back in all of... Okay, we only have that for x86. But then we probably want OBS Studio. Nothing like fixing OBS Studio for all the other architectures you live on this channel with. Maybe beta arch equals I guess. But then what was the previous symbol? I don't think it can be libm. It looked a little bit libm-ish. Let's see what happens then. But since the latest glibc release, and did we build the latest glibc release for... MIPS? For the SGX10 obviously, and other surrounding stuff are ADM, what was it? glibc 236. Probably the latest version. Don't have the latest update in my system. 236. My understanding was they linked all of libm now into libc, so it should not be missing. So whatever is going on there. Question there, what distribution is that? That is the best Linux distribution. That is T2, just freaking raw Linux plus my patches and stuff. An amazing source distribution supporting all CPU architectures because that's my hobby. And welcome to this channel. So we're cross-compiling this for MIPS and ARM and RISC-V and everything in between. That still fails. That is not cool. So that is probably still... Oh wait, this is in libgcc. Maybe I should have read this more hidden symbol. Okay, why is that hidden? Maybe there is some mismatch. It probably is hidden. I would need to debug that, but what usually happens is that if it's either not supported, either for the CPU or... That is of course... I would need to debug this. Usually, I mean, there can always be a bug. I mean, welcome theme, right? But welcome to Georgia. So the was it the state, the country, or the state? Usually, also I really wonder that, like this mismatch of what GCC generates and is in libgcc. Bit operations clear. Number of leading 0 bits. Did we have GCC fully report? That is really disappointing. Yeah, it built some months ago, and now we have that. Yeah, I need some longer debugging. I mean, we solved some things like DHCP and P3 rediffs. The countries, that's amazing, or even more amazing. I remember that. I think you wrote this probably like 6 months ago. Happy to see you again. And so yeah, that needs some debugging. I wonder, let's one thing and then I go home to the family, probably late enough. But that comes if you active overclock your Ryzen build for science. Let's see which other builds Perl was broken. I thought there were some others. I hope they are not all, or I mean, if they're all the same broken, then at least I have only one thing to patch. Sort by RG size. So that was indeed for HPPA64. So I probably should write another helper, like one line alias, whatever. Because the problem is I always touch the log file here to skip over because Perl, whatever, usually not interested. Except when you need to build a news kernel, some random nonsense. And so usually I skip over this random stuff like, yeah, the recurring theme broken again. Yes, I know it. I patched it 20 times of my life already. And then I don't have the log file, right? Because I touch the log file, there is an error file, and I touch the log file, then obviously size 0. And the T2 continues and it deletes the error file, I think. Or actually, I could actually modify T2 not to delete the error file. But in any case, it's probably better. All right, I think it works like this. It deletes the error files, and then because it's using log and error, and it deletes the last error files and then rebuilds them, and it's already there, so that's all how it happens. Maybe I should, actually it doesn't really help me much either, does it? Rename, my thought was renaming the, like, I could have a shell alias of, because typing that is quite a bit like shell completing that with tab and then like going back and curly braces, error, comma, log and stuff. I mean, it starts that much. Sorry, probably all this fixing other people's stuff got me a little bit tired. So yeah, I should probably try to get this into my muscle memory more. And so let's write an alias there. So this looks similar. This is actually the same. What the heck? It's the same for HPPA risk as it is for, are you kidding me? I mean, on the good side is not more is broken and I don't need to fix two different things. On the other side, like DUI, is this toolchain stuff broken again? Let's see if other people, obviously you can't find stuff like with that. The crazy thing is Google became so bad. I think either Google is overloaded with like other people shit post on Twitter, or because my impression is it found such technical stuff much better a decade ago. Here's our NetBSD stuff that looks similar. New, which new date? New 19 years ago. Oh, that is new. It's not the same. 19-year-old stuff, recurring 19-year-old stuff, or maybe we should unpack the sources and then we call it a day. Recurring theme, don't Google random shit. Usually we are one of the few who fix such nonsense. So, pro tip, just freaking expand the sources. Take a coffee. Grab for this nonsense. And see where it's coming from, how it's defined, what it's doing there. Not recently changed. Maybe we should try out this underscores. Which one might be auto-generated? 4C symbols starting with underscore. Maybe nobody simply made any efforts to IFTF 2009, 2020. Here's something recently. Here's a NetBSD T Linux config ARM. Not yet the most impressed. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that breaks, and we need to try to make some. But I also wonder why stuff like that needs to constantly break. Convert some code, unified. No, it's not really our thing. So yeah, however that is ending up not being, probably needs also more guru meditation. Define in did we probably, what's going on here? Update RTL operation. Maybe it shouldn't generate, also oops. If def L count trailing zeros, undef end. So super old-fashioned stuff, right? With this is auto-generated. This is some like jump to next section, whatever that was. I only seen this in old Unix stuff like escape L. I think people used to navigate that. Chapter or stuff. Here is for a form feed, a new page. It's like, yeah, new. Who's doing that, right? GNU and stuff. Page feed, yeah, thanks for that. Line feed, page feed, line feed, new line. Wait, did you say line feed doesn't? Ah, wait, why is here? Oh, this is J, line feed, new line, form feed, new page. Did you say form feed, page feed? Yeah. So maybe we want to define that and then have it generated potentially. Would need to Google then. So yeah, that's only defined in some architectures. Maybe. Yeah, that is the curious stuff. You would think 20, not 25, 30, 35 years of GNU GCC stuff in the making, that this stuff is like ironed out, like mainframe kind of stability stuff, but yet 2022 this stuff still breaks at times. So anyway, that's it then for this video. We fixed some stuff. Did I run data again today? All right, by the way, I think we can commit this. So there's something strange going on with this PowerPC 64 ABI. And so previously I had to change, because so the T2 default was PowerPC ABI 1, and then Firefox, like everything built except Firefox with custom assembler, and like in their F whatever, was it crypto? We have that here in FreeBL, NSS FreeBL, and so patching that ABI version from 2 to 1, so that's not necessary. So somehow with latest glibc or GCC, it apparently changed without my intervention, or is it? Actually, it might be an optimization or whatever. So yeah, now we don't need that anymore, I guess. Or, so this changed. So now we patched that to build, and now we need to not patch it to build. Like, yeah, not really caring about this PowerPC ABIs. Like, probably the ABI 2 is more efficient and probably also higher performant and whatnot. So yeah, I guess we are in a mostly good state. What is still broken for our next release, which we want to release soon? I've done that, still need to do that. That also. What was that here? All right, we theoretically that's prepared, but somehow maybe not working. Previous video. Need to test that again. And Perl, do we still have that? No, we don't. Perl, do I still have that here? But yeah, basically, I would call it a GCC regression. We didn't do anything special and it doesn't build anymore. So it looks to me like GCC is generating that, although probably it shouldn't for this architectures. But yeah. Was there anything else? I mean, theoretically, long term, like next year or whatever, switch to pipe wire, but it's typo pipe. Oh wait, pipe wire. Instant drop-in replacement didn't work. The most amazing for me. But that's it then. I go home, feed and play with my child, bring him to bed, and I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. I wonder how the audio clicks are somehow with this craziness here of pipe pulse audio. Like one IEC 958 stereo things, like nah, whatever's going on there with. I updated pulse audio a little bit, so I will hear it in a moment if that was any better. Anyway, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And there's Patreon and YouTube membership. And what else do we have there? Someone's thinking installing T2 on the P3. Yeah, the crazy thing is it needs more testing, right? Until I test it myself, I don't know what else is broken. It needs more polishing, so GoFundMe and stuff. But certainly one of those. Also question, why is the host name Novo? To trigger Novo developers, also because it was my new, when I was in France, installation on my portable Road Warrior SSD. Just because of that, why not? Needed a name, and that was my new installation. And what? Also don't understand why. I don't know. This is Wayland. Hyperlink. You ask questions. Maybe it's a Wayland feature or bug. I don't know. I don't care. I need a freaking text terminal. A cursor's option. But thanks for asking. of course I check the chat, but if I work and think I can't constantly check it. But that's what we are here for. Control U more often on the command line. What do you mean, Control U? Nah. Maybe. That's the biggest difference for me, but thanks for that. Always learn a new trick. DevDoc says audio was okay. Yeah, I mean, the last streams it was okay-ish, just with recurring small clicks, maybe sample rate conversion hiccups or resampling glitch nonsense. But yeah, I've done multi-track recordings with GSMP, right? Like 25 or so years ago, I wrote a multi-track, like this, what we thought could become the audio, what GIMP is for imaging. This is why we named this GSMP, right? Didn't really maintain it for 20 years because I have a Linux distribution to run. And I need to Google my own screenshots here. And I could do, is it GSMP? No, that's not GSMP. And 20 years ago, we could record glitch-free. It's somewhat like that, but that's not it. Whatever. My point is 20 years ago, we could record, I even have that still here, the M Audio Delta 1010, still have it here from that time. Certainly not getting better, but hey, it's still okay quality, right? 24 bit 96K. Nothing wrong with that, except the PCA card. But my point is, 20 years ago, we could do multi-track recording, like 8-track on an Athlon 600 or so. And 20 years later, a YouTube live stream with the latest and greatest Linux desktop audio innovation, and it has freaking clicks, right? On a 3.5 to 5 gigahertz turbo boosting Ryzen. It's ridiculous. I have no words. I don't know what those people do professionally, but writing a proper audio server, it apparently is not. As well as the USB engineers of like 2022, and USB is still crashed in this live stream, didn't it? It's hilarious. But any ARM SPC that you recommend for installing T2? Not really. The problem is all this board support, like drivers. So this is why I know it's super popular. I personally have stayed out of that. We have a few from projects, like from a long time ago, the TI Beagle board. I have a Raspberry Pi Zero. I don't even have the other, because the problem is I don't need it, right? I buy already too much, then I rather buy vintage gear like SG-Octane or PS3, Dev Tool and stuff that I have personally more fun with than just some ARM SPC. We probably should bump that up. Probably I would recommend what has drivers upstream, and probably we should, because we enable all modules and device trees. Actually, I have the Pine phone, so did it boot on the Pine phone? I probably should test with the Pine phone. Amazing viewer donation here, Pine phone. I probably should use it more often or have it running each day. But that's my problem with ARM, why I personally avoided that. But yeah, if you have recommendations, always leave them below. Yeah, probably. But this is a problem. I mean, ARM is successful, obviously, but I think ARM would have been even more dominant and successful if for 10 years, not like yesteryear, but if for 10 or 15 years there would be like a common personal computer like standard, like even call it ACPI or EFI or whatnot, and not this random bootloader with random drivers of in the basement YOLO crazy hardware stuff of like each board has other serial UARTs and SATA nonsense and video GPU stuff. So in my opinion, everything that would be more standard conforming, where you could take one operating system and just install it because it's all standard drivers, would be more successful, but that is not what the cheap overseas ARM small board computer vendors have done. But anyway, that was the video as usually when that's why I don't look to the comments too much. I usually look here if stuff is broken and not live anymore. But as usual, if I look there, what keyboard are you using? It sounds good. It's the crazy thing is, it's so often asked, right? I still use a Sun Type 6 keyboard. That is a serial keyboard that I have a tiny, probably ARM, teensy USB converter. I use a freaking Sun membrane keyboard that I only use it for the 10 extra keys that I 3 years ago patched with OBS, because I used this when I used X11, Xorg to change themes, which was amazing. But now with Wayland, somehow the global hotkeys don't work anymore because global hotkey protocol and stuff. And anyway, it's not even my most preferred keyboard, although I got used to the Alt and Meter and Compose setup. So, but I also have other keyboards. Previous video, I also have a because it's a freaking membrane keyboard, but which I also have to clean every year because some hair or dust gets between the membrane stuff. With my heavy use and typing. Other videos, more my channel, check my more my channel for keyboards. I built a DIY kit assembly of the Tex Yoda 2, which otherwise it's a 60% keyboard. It's pretty cool. And I brought a Majestix, what is it? A Philco Majestouch 2, because it still is, it's an older keyboard that supports PS2 and USB. The new keyboards only support USB, and I wanted a relatively okay keyboard, what is it, 10 kilos, for the vintage stuff, right? S-Octane and other such stuff, which is, also for that it's good. And those of course have MX Cherry or compatible, which of course, yes, some people hate. One has Silent Red, which I quite like, although I'm not that picky. I like some level of quality. It's like some level of quality, like garbage, some membrane. But I have to say I'm not sure what I prefer. I should probably use them more, but yes, the Cherry MX Brown are not that tactile. I agree, it's a little bit scratchy in there, but they are okay. Maybe I personally prefer the Silent Red more, but that's it for today. Leave more comments below. Hope to see you next time. Have a good day or night.